Natasha Ina binti Muhammad Noor, I will introduce to you first about Myrapid. Myrapid is a public transportation system owned and managed by Prasarana Malaysia subsidiaries Rapid Rail and Rapid Bus. Prasarana is responsible for transforming Malaysia's public transportation system and services. In addition to running the MRT line, Prasarana currently operates the country's urban transport infrastructure, which comprises 3 LRT network and the KL monorails. Furthermore, Prasarana owns and runs stage bus services in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Penang, Perak and Pahang. It also offers management and engineering consulting services both domestically and internationally, as well as commercial and transit-oriented development projects inside its holding, also important public transportation infrastructure projects in the country. Next, the nature of service offering by Myrapid is tangible service processing that involve physically moving people or object. The person must physically enter the service facility to obtain this sort of service. They must enter the vehicle performing the service, and this is the physical side where the person or machine or both provides and present the service advantages to the customer. For example, the customers must first enter the LRT station and wait for the LRT to arrive at their roads. The customer cannot use the LRT service if he or she does not enter the station. However, there are another option. Service providers are sometimes willing to travel to the client, transporting the modalities required to earn the targeted profit, but stay in their roads and the customer should get on the vehicle. For example, Myrapid bus driver is present at the bus stop. The client should get on the bus if the customer desires the benefit provided by Myrapid. We move to the critical service problems related with Myrapid. First problem is payment method. By the end of May 2019, Rapid Bus Myrapid had achieved 100% cashless transaction across all of its services. They are the effort to speed up the payment procedure by utilizing cashless payment options. Based on the flow of service model, this effort is to enhance the supplementary service to add extra value for the customer. Customer want the transaction simple and convenient for them. This effort, however, will be inconvenient for certain users. If the users does not have a balance on their touch and go cards, this becomes a major issue. For example, there is no place to reload money to their touch and go card. It will be inconvenience for them. Next situation, if the users does not have enough money to reload the touch and go cards, there will be an issue since the minimum rate to reload the touch and go card is 10 ringgit. It shows that 100% cash payment method is the critical Myrapid service problem. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
For second critical problem of Myrapid is regarding timeless and frequency of train and buses. Public transportation is an industry with many moving parts. As such, it is difficult to organize with efficiency. One error or delay at single part of the chain, for example, a driver absent, can cause a ripple effect of problem down the line. According to the Network Rail, around 60% of passenger delay are caused by rail companies. This will give the consumer a negative perception and not satisfied of the public transport. The rapid rail system, which is commonly called the electronic sign, hardly arrive on time as the arrival time is not accurate. Many of them often frustrated by the delay and rely on estimate time of arrival from the electronic sign. The reliability aspect of quality in public transport focus on public transport frequencies available in the areas. The measurement time of public transportation arrival at destination is of limited useful and will have positive effect on the expectation and perception of the public. The third problem is the service quality. The current incident occurred on May 24, 2021 at urban area which is Kuala Lumpur when 2 LRT train rapid KL clashing each other. This incident shows how service quality issue in terms of public transportation safety measurement have worse and reached critical proportion. As a result, quality in terms of service must be extremely concerned in order to ensure that people and users safety and have positive perception of the public transportation provided whether in an urban or rural area. In the face of such difficult situation, the public transportation sector cannot simply maintain its current level of performance. According to Prasarana, service quality is more difficult to assess for customer than product quality. They also believe that perceived service quality is the difference between the original expectation and actual service performance.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Zulaika and I will continue with task 3, which I will talk about before and after COVID-19 impact toward Myrapid. before the pandemic of COVID-19 happened, there is so many people are using Myrapid transportation to go and went back from their workplace, and there will always pack with people inside of the train or bus on the peak hour, because people like to use Myrapid as it is cheaper and also fast enough to compete with the other transportation and also easy to get. But right after COVID-19 came to Malaysia, it not only gave an impact to certain people, but it gave a huge impact towards everyone and also Myrapid. There is less people who are choosing Myrapid to use for their transportation at the first stage of COVID-19, because they scared that there will be so many people and also the train or bus will get packed as usual. The revenue for Myrapid has slowed down than how they get from pre-COVID-19, but they not stayed silent as they came out with a lot of pictures and news that they always sanitize their train and bus. But still, there are not much people like how it is before, because the train and bus nowadays takes longer time to reach, and also because of there is SOP of COVID-19, they ask for a social distancing so that it takes time for everyone to get into the train or bus to go to their workplace. These are the reason why people stop using Myrapid as their transportation after COVID-19 happened.
Okay, next is the initiative or improvement that can be taken by Myrapid to handle the situation is the first one, integrate its service with other e-wallet company and relevant provider. Okay, based on the payment method, Prasarana should integrate its service with other e-wallet company and relevant service provider to meet the customer complete mobility needs other than Touch and Go e-wallet. For example, rather than Touch and Go e-wallet to make payment, they should consider to collaborate with other e-wallet providers such as Boost, GrabPay and many more. It is because if Prasarana offer than one method to make payment, it is convenient if the customer do not have enough balance in Touch and Go e-wallet and they still have another option to make payment. However, cashless fare payment system is a faster, secure and convenient way of paying the rapid KL bus or train fare by simply tapping their cashless card on the reader when the boarding and alighting. The second one is public transport should follow strict preventive measure. Exception involves supplementary services that fall outside the routine of normal service delivery. In this case, Prasarana trying to solving problem which is during COVID-19 pandemic, people are scared to use rapid KL bus and train because before this, train and buses always full with people. Innovation goals in this public transportation have shifted radically in the wake of the pandemic. From developing a fuel efficient, greener and more reliable way of mass transit, the focus is now on a safe commuter experience through uncrowded surrounding is important. Prasarana should solving their problem to face difficulty because passengers expect a safer travel environment with precise temperature, mass screening, better transit and hygiene station. However, escalator handrail heavily used by commuter will need constant sanitizing to keep them germ-free. Checked by the staff at several MRT and bus stations found that social distancing were placed prominently at queuing area as well as inside train and buses, with commuter required to leave each other alternate seat MP as a form of social distancing.
The first one is disappointing response by Rapid KL during MRT breakdown. One of the most significant ways for increasing customer satisfaction is to identify the characteristics that influence consumer satisfaction with the Rapid KL MRT service. Perceived quality, expectation, and disconfirmations are the three factors. The 15-minute frequency is not representative of the Rapid KL MRT service actual performance. The regularity is inconsistent, and travelers may have to wait for up to an hour for the MRT. Several passengers are dissatisfied as a result of this problem. For the convenience of passengers, Rapid KL should maintain a 15-minute frequency while also raising the frequency to 10 minutes at busy periods. The frequency factor should also be considered, as many customer complaints are related to this issue. The slow movement of public transportation discourages many commuters from taking them. Half of the battle is already won if this problem is solved. Modern lanes have had public transportation success in locations like Curitiba, Brazil and Jakarta, Indonesia. Rapid KL urged to improve service. Nur complained that a Rapid KL bus driver was unprofessional and rude when she did not have the extra change to pay for her ticket. She claimed that the driver raised his voice even though she got the correct amount from other passengers to pay for the tickets. Bus driver must know how to handle and maneuver the bus they are driving, as well as the bus route, all the regulations, standard and driving procedure and scheduling system. It is also necessary to have knowledge on how to deal with passengers, particularly those with special needs, in order to ensure that bus passengers have a positive experience with the service. A good personal trait for a bus driver is the ability to interact effectively with verbal and listening communication abilities.
In conclusion, for this case study report for Myrapid, the three most critical service-related problems are the payment method, the efficiency of time, and the service quality. These critical problems are the reasons why there are now least people that still using Myrapid. The issues and the improvement that should be taken by Myrapid is as follows. Myrapid should integrate its service with other e-wallet companies and relevant providers, because there are so many issues regarding there is maximum top-up for touch and go, and it will be easier if there is more than one e-wallet that being used by Myrapid. Next is public transport. For Myrapid need to follow a strict preventive measures to ensure that everyone could be safe from this virus, as everyone are trying to prevent. Third is Myrapid need to know about all the disappointing response towards them to become better and be more punctual. Last but not least is Myrapid need to improve their services and choose their driver wisely, because they might be the reason customers won't ever use Myrapid again. That's all for our objective and arguments throughout this case study report. Thank you.